And we're back again. Okay, I I, I downloaded Valorant because I was like, yeah, this is fun. But then, it's even worse when I get tilted in Valorant than in League. I mean, in League, I can make up for it. I can tell you that I have macros and micros because at my peak, I was really good at Kaisa. She was my OTP last season, and then I got to Emerald with her. So I've had so much clips of me just doing the perfect plays, perfect hiding, and all that. So yeah, it's something. But in Valorant, I suck ass, and when I get tilted, what's left of me? You know, I I start to cuss out everybody, so it sucks. Okay, where is the stuff again? I do. Wait, I have to reply for this. Okay, so the question of the day is. Wait, I picked the wrong bookmark. Okay, here it is. Why do people tend to believe what people say instead of judging them by their actions? This is just the same as the question I did. Okay, let's not get tilted over this question. Let's read it again. Why do people tend to believe what people say instead of judging them by their actions? I don't get it. Anyway, why do people tend to believe what people say instead of judging them by their actions? Well, manipulation exists, and it's easier to believe what people say than actually finding out what happened or investigating the person or like observing the person first because it's much more convenient. So really it's just easier to make people believe something that is not true, make people believe of spreading information about this person to you know like for them to despise this person, this targeted person, the victim. So it's really just, you know, instead of judging them by their action, it's much more convenient to just listen to what others, what the people, what this person says about this person about us, the lies about this person that the other person has said. It's really not rocket science. Come on now. When you think about it in a more mature sense, this is pretty much still a perspective question, but it feels like it's none of the above because it sucks. It's still basically the same as why do lies spread faster than truth? Because by judging them by their action, you will. I've been replying to this. Yeah. So, yeah, like if we're judging them by their actions, because there are times that you could judge them by their actions, and if you hate this person's guts, uh, then you would tell lies about them to someone. You would gossip about them. You annoy. It's something. It's one thing. It's one thing to be annoyed to that person and gossip them about you know to your friend, you gossip them, but by judging their actions. And it's one thing to hate that person's guts in a whole new level where you spread lies about them, where you try to sabotage and manipulate the people around you to think that they are worse than they perceive that person to be, because you hate them. It's not even just annoyance, it's like really just a deep rooted hate towards this person. That's why it makes you do these things. It's kind of annoying, but yeah. And you know this is another social situations. Have I experienced this? Why? Let's read the question again. Why can't I get like good ass fucking questions? And the next question would be, you know what is humanity's most positive trait? What the fuck, man? They are These questions are getting worse than worse. Yeah. Life questions to ponder. Oh, it's different. There's like 20 questions, and there's like interesting questions to ponder. What the fuck? Random questions to ponder. Okay, you know what? It's been 6 minutes. I don't want to waste like. Let's see. I don't know if I want to change the question just because I'm already committed to it. Really, I'm already committed. So I can't say much about it. You know what I mean? Like, wait, I'm reading like questions that are actually. Oh my God! Wait, I have to reply to this again. Okay, we're back. Yeah, let's just answer the question because the next time, like tomorrow, we could do something else. We could pick an actual question. Oh God. Okay, we're back. So again, the question is, uh, wait, where are we? Why do people tend to believe what people say instead of judging them by their actions? I actually like, read this stuff that like if you are dealing with this situation, the initial thought you would have is your reaction, your response to the the given situation, and the second reaction or feeling that you'd get is your choice or how you interpreted the action. So basically, your initial reactions mean nothing. The second, or like the it gives you minutes, because if it's a response, then seconds, even like a few seconds, you would react to it, but not you won't think for like literally 2 seconds. Just you would already reflected, because after you feel that initial response, it's like you would feel something. Like you would feel, if you would feel bad, feel happy. You know what I mean? It's really a choice, and how com how your moral compass is still intact. Because yeah, and to connect it to the question, that's how people would really tend to believe what people say rather than judging them by their actions. Because I know some people who are like that, easy to manipulate, or somehow it's not even their fault. Let's just say the perpetrator is the one that's spreading lies about this person, about you know like these lies that are somehow easy to believe, rather than finding uh, finding out themselves. Because because um, people like to prey on someone, and this is goes on to my pessimistic approach, where everybody else loves a good conflict, and deep inside, or like pretty much in the default, everybody is rotten. And It's because of the world. We can't. It's valid. It's pretty much valid. It's what happens. It's not something that it is what it is or shit happens, but it's just a part of us. It's yin and yang, and pretty much the evil inside of us is easier to stimulate. Just like I said, oh, I haven't said this yet, but it's easier to humiliate, criticize, hate, and uh, lie, not tell the truth, rather than actually doing good or giving feelings of love, compassion, appreciation, and genuine feelings. It's much easier to just hate, because it's somehow a coping mechanism. If you really hate somebody, then the moment you hate on them, like the moment you do the hating, then it's automatically going to be projecting. You're projecting your insecurity, your hatred towards yourself or towards anybody. If you're stressed, then you are all day. If something triggers you, specific triggers you, then it's your body's response to project. And pretty much that's how the root cause of, like, you know, people tend to believe what people say. What people say, this rumor is started, or this rumor is just spreading around, and they would just believe that 100%. It's not because they cannot really judge this person based on their actions themselves, because they're like lazy, or like, I mean, it could be a reason really, but you know maybe just like I said, rotten. People like to prey on someone who is a victim, or people like to victimize someone who is secure. That's like literally the target for spreading lies about that person, spreading rumors that are, you know and these it's a collective, like it's basically a an hysteria, or like a paranoia, shared paranoia, where like they believe that they're like that, when in reality they're really not. Really, there's no reason for them to be like that, because they're doing a better job than these people who are spreading rumors about them. You know, it's all about insecurities, and this goes the same to the people who believe them, who are easy to manipulate. They're just as weak as the person who started the rumor, and you know, judging if you are not one of them, one of the people who believe, or one of those who actually start the rumor, then you're kind of good. Your moral compass is intact. You're pretty much not insecure. I mean, let's take an example for me. I am really insecure. I am envious of people who have ACs in the room. I want that. That is something that I want materially, and things that I cannot process, like feelings and pleasure that I cannot possess. It's really envious. I feel envious of people, and I feel insecure about the things that I don't have, that I see on someone else. For example, like my classmate, I really feel insecure. Why can't I have that? And I can't tell people. Instead of projecting, it's like I understand myself better than anybody else. Feeling insecure is just a feeling. It'll pass. It'll come back. But the next time it'll come back, then you're much more stronger and united to be handling that. It's not like the first time you did, or you process that feeling. So you have much better coping mechanism, rather than projecting, rather than preying on someone. So yeah, and I am talking about the deep root cause of why are people so gullible? Why do people hate or like to prey on somebody else, rather than just let's have the perspective of the person who actually investigates or judges the other person that is being rumored about. based on their actions. So what happens is that they find out themselves, they interact with them, at least they could know at least the surface, or how this person is trying to perceive their I mean to present themselves, and it turns out to be not true. You don't have to really, you really don't have to interact with this person in order for you to know anything. You could really just observe them. It really, it's like different for every situation. You could just observe them, or like find things, do a background check, and if it's proven wrong, then it's they're yeah, they're pretty much just dumbfounded. You're better off with them, or you're better off with interacting with these miserable people. And yeah, that's such an achievement. You would feel self accomplished that you're not as miserable as them. Really, because you're not taking energy from people who are miserable. Because you're not like that. Even if you're insecure, at least you know how to process those feelings. At least, you know, you know how to cope to an extent where people don't, like you don't share insecurities with other people, because if they have narcissistic tendencies, and trust me, they do, they will use that against you. Simple as that. And this question really tackles about politics and like social world, socially. So like be the best person you are, you can, because if you're working and if you're older, you're gonna deal a lot of people, and one of those, or like if you think that you're insecure, then there are more people that are insecure, who are, out of all people, they don't know that they are, because you could literally, it's reeking of insecurity. They don't know how to process it. They just go on and project. No one will tell them, or no one can tell them, and no one will. You won't, because you need to focus on yourself. Really, if it's a coworker, then like the relationship between you are just colleagues, like literal coworkers. The fucking echo, man. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, let's read the question again. Why do people tend to believe what people say instead of judging them by their actions? Because they have shared insecurities. See, we come up with an answer by just yapping. And with this shared insecurity is going to be shared hate. They're going to be bonded together by, by gossiping, by spreading rumors and talking about them behind their backs, and like spreading them to other people who are just like them. You know? It's a fine line between a person who is just living their life than the people who are, really intrigued by that, really like bothered by that security, or like how secure they are. And that's, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite, and I'm like that because of my immense envy for everybody. I would think that I would be more deserving to have that, or to, if it was me, then it would be much better. But in reality, there's no reality. That's not gonna happen, because the reality is already happening. It's already it's like a delusion, really. So yeah, like in conclusion, you must focus on yourself before trying to believe what other people say, or what people has to say about this person, or do your own investigation. I know in a lot of perspectives, people don't have these kinds of traits, or like the traits that makes you observant, or like, oh god, makes you observant, and like be um, understanding of what's happening in the environment, be an empath. So yeah, focus on yourself. Like me, I'm really trying to get better so I can be more secured and actually like what I have, I always quote this quote from Pearl, the one that has Mia Goth. It's an A24 film where it says like it's not about getting what you want in life. It's about using what you have and making the most out of it. So it's really powerful, really, because you know I'm really an old man. I'm 21 years old, and I really, really feel like you know it would be egotistical to think that yeah I think it is just egotistical to think that I have experienced it all and felt it all, seen it all. You know, it's me. It's my perspective. So yeah, really, you can't really blame me on how I think about my life. And I'm still 21, and I already felt all of that. So I'm already lost. It's not even like I'm lost, but you know, like autopiloting, but not really good. So yeah, that's it. That's my thumbnail.